Hello everyone, how are you? Today I finally have my Commonplace notebook video for you. Today it's November 12th, 11 a.m. It's my day off and it is a wonderful day here in Korea. A little bit chilly. Winter has definitely arrived. It's like 12 degrees Celsius here. But yeah, I'm spending this morning chatting with you guys, and after we're going to go to the library to pick up new books, which is really exciting. So today I wanted to talk to you about my notebook. So first of all, we changed the cover. So last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago, I had my Commonplace in my black traveler's notebook in regular size. However, because nothing was really feeling great about that notebook. If you saw my other videos, you would have seen that I had an insert and it was blank with cream paper, which I love. However, I cannot write straight, so I was having a hard time flipping through like my pages and also using guidelines to write straight, and I was losing my train of thought all the time. So I decided to just really rip that or open that insert and change everything that I had. And because at that time I had also this black cover, I decided let's start fresh, 100% fresh, with a new leather cover. So I made a poll in, I think, on Instagram and here, YouTube, in the YouTube tab community. And I show you 3 notebooks that I have here. So I show you the regular camel, which is actually my favorite because to me, the brown leathers show a lot of the wear and the love. So I actually prefer the browns all the time to the blacks and the dark green and blues. But yeah, this did not win. Then I had also in camel the Taiwan edition. So one of my greatest friend from my study abroad program here in Korea back in 2019, I think, was from Taiwan. And when this edition came out, I messaged her and asked her if she could send it to me. And she did, all the way to Spain. So she sent me the whole package. So it was like a notebook and an insert that I actually have close to me, so I'll show you. An insert. I had also, what else? Stickers and the charms, I think. So yeah, but this one also did not win. And this is the latest one that I got. So the spine is very stiff if you compare it to my camel one, which is the one that I've used the most. But lo and behold, the olive one. And I have a very nice story about this one, so I wanted to tell you before we dive into the notebook. Back in 2017 or 18, when this first came out, when it was limited edition, I can't remember the year right now, but it was not part of the regular line, so it was not readily available, and people were going crazy about it. They were buying multiple ones and cutting them down to passport size, because you couldn't also find the passport size. At that time I was a student and I loved Traveler's Company. Like everything that I used was Traveler's Company. However, I couldn't afford to buy at that time the notebooks. So I was really kind of sad about that. And fast forward a year, I got a job and I thought, oh, maybe there's some olive notebooks still available. But no, everything was reselling and it was very expensive, like 200 euros, more than double the price of the original one. So I decided, you know what, not really worth it to me because this is a square of leather. So no. However, at that time there were organizing or doing the Madrid caravan, which also came to Barcelona. So at the time I was living in Barcelona still, in my hometown, and there's this very small fountain pen shop in the Gothic district in Barcelona. And there, they uploaded a picture, like Travelers Company, I think they uploaded a picture with the owner of the store. And I, the crazy person I am, zoomed in into the picture, and I saw that behind them, there was an olive limited edition notebook. And of course, I had no idea when they took that picture. But I ran next day to the store, and yeah, there they had it. And I got it. And I don't know, I always remember that story because it's very precious to me. So this is something that I really love about Travelers Company. And I don't know, their products, I have a lot of stories associated with their covers and notebooks. So yeah, that's what I'm a bit sad that I'm not using it as much as I did before. So that's why I'm trying my Commonplace in this type or style of notebook. So yeah, this is the olive, the original one, and I have a, what is it, safety pin, or I don't know, pin. And I got this from the Time store here in Seoul recently, and this is a Danish coin, is a Danish crown. I don't know, but one of my friends also had her studying abroad program in Denmark, so she got it for me. And if we go in, I'm gonna show you everything that I have. So I have a zip insert. This is the kind of a dashboard. I want to change it right now because it's been like this for years now. But I have the Taiwan edition leaflet or pamphlet here, and one of the Madrid limited edition stickers. And at the back, I have this pocket from 1 year ago or 2 years ago from Travelers Company. This is the passport size, and actually these come like glued here, and then you just can open it like that, like folder style. But I actually cut the down part, and I think I saw this at Jobs Journal, and then I just added 2 pockets from Daiso, like very super cheap pockets. I'm gonna show you this style. They don't have the best glue, but I just added more glue, like additional glue to the plastic, and they don't move now. They work perfectly fine. So I have some Travelers Notebooks stickers, and this is from the shop that I actually showed you at the beginning of the video. But this was from their big pamphlet during the summertime. So this is very like summery, like on one summer day and stuff like that. So I think I will use this in summer. Then I have the weather stickers that I saw in one of Elle's videos, but from the Common Corner. But I think these are actually mood trackers, because all of these stickers have different emotions, like surprise, what is this, happiness, contentment, sadness, anger. Yeah, so I think actually they may be mood stickers, but I use them as weather ones. I have one tarot card that I drew like 3 months ago and still here, and this is my original South American and Central American authors that I want to read list, the one that I made back in, I don't know, 2019, I think. Then I have one of my craft folders. So I really love these craft folders, and I like decorating them with special stickers. So this one is from Taiwan, Madrid, and this is from 2024 this year, 2025, 2023, and I'm guessing this is 2022. Could be wrong, but I'm guessing. And at the back, I have one from Object, which is a home goods and stationery store in Korea, and this is from the Travelers Company too. And at the back of this folder, the zip one, I have my small on-the-go Korean notebook, but actually this is not the original one. I have one very old that is very unorganized and hard to find stuff. So I find that this is such a comfort for me when I am going somewhere by myself and my Korean is not yet that great conversationally. Like, I can understand almost everything, but I cannot really fluently talk, because I don't know, I think the older I get, the more shy I get when it comes to languages, and that's so wrong. That's not the way to go. But yeah, so I always have one of these notebooks, because if I don't know how to say something, or I forgot, or I don't feel confident, I can just flip through my notebook 1 second, say, oh, this is how you say it, okay? And I can at least feel better when I'm trying to say something. So I have one of these notebooks, and this is my new one that I want to redo. So I have it here because it's a project, so I'm not taking this one with me as of right now. And at the back, I have one of the Traveler's Notebooks pockets. So these are the number 4 pocket stickers. It comes with one that it could be, I don't know, for a Polaroid maybe. You can put here a Polaroid or something. And another one of the these side pockets. And I really like them, so I use them in almost all of my notebooks. And then I have the pencil board from 2023, which was one of my favorite collections, a coffee and notebook. A cup of coffee, a traveler's cafe, brings you peace of mind. So yeah, very nice, and love the colors. And this one is actually one of the folders, and this is how they originally come. You cannot open them fully. So what I did is just cut. I don't know if you can see, but it has like plastic here. So I just cut this tiny part and just added the pockets. Very simple. Yeah, so that's how I set it up. And now let's go to my notebook. So why did I struggle a lot with this notebook? First, I think because I approached the Commonplace in a bit in the traditional way at first. So a notebook that it's supposed to have words, quotes by others. So something that you are interested in learning, and you just, write it down and just have it as an archive system of things that make you think, I guess, or something like that. Don't quote me on it. It's my own interpretation of it. And that is, I realized something that I did when I was back in university, right? So I read a lot of articles, academic articles, and because all of my degrees are humanity based, I, read a lot, and had to go through a lot of information. So of course I wrote down the most important of each article, categorize them, and then from there I would write my essays. So yeah, that's how I approach university, and I guess all my notes were a commonplace notes. However, with time, and now that I'm not in school, I don't have the need to really go back to my notes, right? I'm not gonna write an essay. I'm not gonna publish anything right now. So I wanted to find a way that I could interact with my notebook, with the passages or things that I wanted to write about. And I realized that rather than a commonplace, this is more like a notebook of, I'm gonna call it my little book of connections, because I want everything that is in my notebook to have a dialogue, to converse, to say something to each other, to have a thread, connecting, a bridge. I don't know what it is, something that makes those notes important to me. So what I actually do right now, and I'm gonna walk and flip through all the entries, not that many, all the entries in kind of detail. But what I am doing right now is I read a book, because mainly my commonplace is about literature. So I have 3 main interests: literature, classic arts in the sense of pictorial and architecture, and sculpture, and then everything that is home goods and stationery. Those are my 3 big interests, and the one that is consistent to always in my life, it's literature. So it's the one that I'm always writing about. So what I'm doing is, when I read a book or I read an article, I don't directly copy everything down, because I find myself, when I'm copying things, I have an automatic pilot. I copy and I'm really thinking maybe about what I'm gonna eat for dinner. I'm not really paying attention, because the act of copying somehow for me has become like automatic. And I guess this is because so many years at school, right? In school, and yeah, tired of studying, and I wish I was somewhere else, but I'm here at my desk for the 13th hour. So I guess that there's something about that in my life. So what I'm doing is I read things and merge those things with my own thoughts, and most of the entries here are all my own words rather than copying things. So let's just flip through. I have one of these pockets here because I'm putting here the pictures that or printables or whatever it is about the topic that I want to journal about next or write about next. So yeah, it's a reminder, hey, don't forget about me. So like that. Okay, you've seen this. This is my South American and Central American women authors. This is a big project of mine. I love their literature. I love the tone, the ambience of the books, the magical realism, how raw the books are. So I selected some like classical, contemporary, and still publishing authors, and I'm just going slowly through them, and I note the book that I've read. Sometimes I read more, like Clarice Lispector. I read 3 or 4 books by her. Brenda Navarro, I've read 2 of her books. Yeah, so I just usually write whatever I read first. And then this is Alexander Chi. So you've seen this one, but I'm gonna just talk to you about all the entries if you're interested. So on here, you're not gonna see all the books I read. Actually, there's a lot of books that I read and I don't want to write about, because it's not only because I didn't like them. I could have liked them or loved them, but I don't have much to say about them. That can also happen. For example, last week I told you that I was reading How to Breathe Underwater by Julie Oringer. So that book, I liked it. However, it's very, very religious focused, or a lot of the stories have an underline of religion, and Judaism being the religion. So I find it that for a lot of people, this can be a very uncomfortable topic to read and triggering topic to read as of right now. So yeah, I wanted to give you that trigger warning if you were thinking about picking it up. The religion is very strong there. So yeah, I find myself skipping some parts actually. I liked the writing, especially the 2-3 the first stories. After that, I liked it, but I didn't take anything from the book. And that's a bit sad, but it's the truth. It can happen. So yeah, you won't see me writing about that book, for example. So it's only the books that I really have a need to write more about. So Alexander Chi, this is a book that I picked up from the library. It's How to Write an Autobiographical Novel. First, I just wrote some quotes, which I actually don't usually do. I find it a little bit of a drag to write quotes. So yeah, I usually dog ear my journal, my books, and underline my books. But because this is a library edition, then it's when I usually do write quotes down. So this is some quotes. And why I did want to write about it, first of all, because I thought the essay collection was incredible. It was brilliant. And also because I wrote, How to Write an Autobiographical Novel is a layered meditation on the act of becoming oneself through art. And that's what I thought. Like, he was taking his personal experiences and trying to universalize those experiences and understanding how one can become, or how one becomes through art. And one of the most, is very intimate collection, but one of the most interesting topics that I found was how he suggests that writing to the dead sometimes is a way of remembering them and honoring them. So what I took from that is he was talking about that sometimes we don't know if people want to hear a voice. Who are we writing for? And when in doubt as to what are you doing, like who wants to read your stuff, write to your dead, to your heritage. to the legacies, because those cared about you. Those are your people. So if you think that no one alive is gonna care, just write to them, write to your dad. And I thought that it was a beautiful concept. So I just wrote about that. Then I thought it was in tune with M Train by Patti Smith, because M Train is a bit of a book about grief somehow, about the memory of her late husband, that he passed away when he was young. And yeah, I think it's a pilgrimage through solitude a little bit. And she's taking us through fragments of her life when she's an adult. She has published a lot. She has her own 2 grown children. She's alone because her husband passed away. So yeah, I thought that there's a lot of grief in this book, and there's a lot of grief in Alexander Chi's book, because he lost his dad when he was very young. So yeah, and I found that, they connected in that way. And not only that, but there was one topic which was objects as anchors to memory. Well, this is how I titled. It could be anything you want. But I found that throughout M Train, small and seemingly mundane objects carry profound meaning. So there's this passage where she is wearing a long black coat that someone gifted to her. And that long black coat became a comfort for her, and she loved it. And not only carried a lot of memories, but also it was her comfort. And she lost it, right? And it was that whole passage of her thinking, where did I put it? Where is it? Well, like, how could this happen? And then taking us to that memory when she first got that code. And I loved it. I really did love that. So I wrote, these items aren't just possessions. They are influenced and infused with the weight of the past, helping hold on to moments that might otherwise slip away. So yeah, this is actually what we do a lot of times with our notebooks, right? And she also carries her own notebook that always gets lost in that big pocket of that black coat that had a lot of holes. So there was a lot of beauty, I thought, in those passages. And she also went to Frida Kahlo's house in Mexico while writing this book. And there's so many beautiful things. So yeah, I really wanted to write about that. Then the next one was Leonora Carrington's. So did I love reading Down Below, which is her memories of being interned in a psychiatric ward or hospital? No, I didn't, because it's uncomfortable, and she is going through a lot. But however, it's very interesting. It's not only interesting, but what happened prior to that book existing and what happened after. I thought it was incredible. So if you don't know, she came from a very influential family, British family. However, she was nothing like they expected her to be. So when World War II happened, she just found herself in a very tough mental situation, and she was recommended to be interned in a psychiatric ward in a hospital in Spain. She was there for about a week, and she wrote this book, which are letters to someone that she's recounting what she's experiencing, but also why she thinks she's there. And then her family took her. They went to Lisbon, and she ran away to the Mexican embassy with her lover, and then they ran away to Mexico, where she spent the rest of her life, being a surrealist artist, a painter, and a writer. So yeah, there's a lot of symbolism in her writing and in her paintings, but this one is a non-fiction. She does have fiction. And I was very interested in her life in Mexico, because I learned that for Leonora Carrington, the kitchen was a space for alchemy and invention. So I wrote about that. This is Leonora Carrington's kitchen in Mexico. And when she arrived to Mexico, she didn't have a lot of, money. She didn't have a lot of materials to paint. She was pretty alone, but she became acquainted with another artist, Remedios Varo. And Remedios Varo and her formed a very tight, beautiful friendship. And both of them took the, I don't know, the magic, the alchemy that surrealists were so interested in to the domestic sphere with their kitchen. So I read this article called Leonora Carrington's Surreal Kitchen, which this is where it comes from. So if it's not my own words, I will make a note. Where did I read this? And yeah, they try to make like surreal and absurd recipes, like how to become the king of England, or how to induce erotic dreams, you know? So I thought it was so interesting. So I wrote about that. And then next one, oh, this one is a bit different. So when I was reading M Train and I was talking about these objects as anchor of memories, to me, Traveler's Notebook is the most precious and beautiful analog system because it's so customized. What is that word? Well, you can make it yourself, your own. And if you just type Traveler's Company or Traveler's Notebook on Pinterest, these amazing pictures come out, right? Sometimes Instagram is hard to navigate, but Pinterest is just a bit more organized, in my opinion. So you see all of these amazing journals full of stories and pictures and, I don't know, images and writing. And I don't know, I love it. And I wish I was using more of my Traveler's Notebooks than I am. And one of these images was about Patrick. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this. Patrick Ng? I'm not sure. I think he's one of the owners of a Hong Kong, very famous Hong Kong store, Manuel Labor. What is it? The ones with the bear. Yeah. I'm sure you know. And if not, I will just write it here somewhere. But one of the pictures, I pressed or clicked on the link, and it got me to his Flickr account, and there was like a lot of pictures of his notebooks. And this is like, I don't know, it says the landscape kept changing from the green steppe to the desert. I don't know, I love these, you know, these memories. And it's not that I want to imitate or copy this, but I'm so inspired about how full of life these journals are. And this is one of the prologues, or why Traveler's Company and Notebook exists, from the Traveler's Company pamphlet that they give you, that yellowy egg color pamphlet. So that's why this is a, hey, if ever in doubt of why you are back in this system, this is a inspirational one. Then the next one is Autumn. So I love one of Substacks. I read few Substacks kind of like regularly or religiously, but there's one that I never ever missed, which is Girls on the Page, and it's about literature mainly. But they posted this Substack post called "All Gold Song of the Autumn Finished." Oh my god, let's do that again. All Gold Song of the Almost Finished Year, and it was about how she was feeling about autumn, how she was perceiving the change in the season and in the landscape, and also the things that she was reading, which is mostly what the posts are about, reading. And she was reading Ghosts by Edith Wharton, so I was very inspired to read it, and that's why I read it. And she also was reading May Sarden, Journal of Solitude, which is one of my favorites, and I've mentioned May Sarden a lot of times. So I thought, oh my god, this is made for me. this post is just made for me. So I copied the parts that I thought spoke more to me. And again, none of these words are mine. They are all from Girls on the Page. And you know, when I opened it and clicked on it, and there was this Georgia O'Keeffe autumn painting, you know, I love Georgia O'Keeffe, so just decided to write that. And the last entry is about Edith Wharton. So I loved the stories. I said that multiple times. I loved them. I thought they were the best autumn wintry read And I just wanted to write a lot about them. So I wrote some notes on her life, and then I discovered that when she married her husband or ex-husband, then they built a mansion, a 42-room house in Massachusetts called the Mound. And it's what inspired her to write most of these stories, because actually you can tour this house and you can choose the haunting house tour or the ghost tour. So I've been reading a lot about that because I found it fascinating. So what I did is I copied some stuff from the preface and what I thought about it. And then because I became a bit fixated on the house, I haven't yet finished, but this is her study room or library. And I wrote or read about that. The Mound was created as her personal Eden. I don't know how to pronounce this word in English. Eden in Spanish, I don't know, Eden. A sanctuary where she could both write and thrive. And that really made me connect this with Olivia Lang's The Garden Against Time, because if you see pictures of this house, it's surrounded by incredible and immensely big Italian and French inspired gardens, which actually after the divorce she moved to France and spent the rest of her life there. So I want to write about that, and I will feature some Olivia Lang's quotes here because I think it's very fitting how these are, connecting, conversing. So this is what I want my notebook to be. I find that I think for everyone, everything is going to be a little bit different. But for me, just writing words that someone else say and not interacting with them at this point of my life, it doesn't work. So I wanted to be a bit more intentional about my reading or my writing in this notebook. So yeah, this is how I'm approaching it. So I would like to know how you guys approach it, because I know that for some people, the act of copying passages is a very a slow down moment and very present and connecting with oneself moment. However, for me, it's the contrary. So I think that those dynamics are very interesting, and we need to make our notebooks our own, right? However it works for us. So this is how I'm making mine. And I wanted to mention something. So guys, I was in the hunt for a new glue, and I found the best glue. This is a 2-way glue, Zik by Zik, and it's an acid-free and xylene-free. I have no idea how to say that. It looks like this. It's like a pen. So I wanted a pen glue, but this is incredible. So I've noticed that in my week's journal, because I flip through the pages so much, some of the stickers or some of the things I glued are coming off. However, this is so strong. It is there. It is just part of the page. None of the corners, stand up, nothing. Everything is so perfectly glued, and I'm so happy because it's so easy to use. And I'm so bad at using glue. I just get it everywhere. And this is just so nice and so simple. So I should have bought there was this one, and then there's a thicker one. I should have bought the thicker one too, but I wasn't sure, of course, because it's my first time trying. So yeah, very much love this one. So if you are in the hunt for a new glue, or you want a glue that glues better, maybe this 2-way glue by Zik. I don't know where you can buy it, but I bought it in our store here in Korea. But yeah, I think it's a Japanese. Yeah, it's a Japanese glue, or I don't know, well, made in Japan. So I don't know, but yeah, made in Japan. And that's all for today. I just wanted to show you my notebook, and for next week I want you guys to know what do you want to see. If you want to see my 2025 lineup, or rather my ink journal, and for the 2025 lineup we can just postpone it for a little bit closer to actually January. So I don't know, maybe you guys are looking for ideas and want to see my lineup, or you prefer to see my ink journal. Either way, you will see both of them, but I don't know exactly the timing. And last thing, guys, look what I got the other day. So I've been having the most terrible week. I had to record this again, and I felt like I was having a breakdown. But yesterday my partner and I, we went to Pop Mart because I wanted to get, because I'm not original at all, I wanted to get a Labubu purse thing, you know, those big monsters that you can attach to your purse, but sold out everywhere. So my partner was like, why don't you get one of the skull pandas, because we have a few of them. And I really wanted to get this one, but the reading one. And I was like, okay. So I looked at them. I looked at all the boxes and I was like, that one is calling me. That is the one that I need to get. And yeah, it was the reading one. So yeah, how that happened, I don't know, but I think this is me. This is who I want to be all the day, 24 hours a day. So yeah, this is all I have for you guys, and I'll see you next week. Sorry, you can hear my partner. He's just really needed to go to the bathroom right now. So I'm so sorry. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon.